There's something else I absolutely must mention. Humans are really, really good at rationalizing. And when I say they're really good at it, I don't mean that they're actually really good at coming up with good sound and reasonable justifications for their actions or beliefs, but they're really good at coming up with justifications for their actions and beliefs that sound good to other human brains. That, well, because first it's validated by the speaker, and since the speaker is a human brain, just like the listener, often enough considers it a good rationalization, it passes their weak ass tests. Anyway, yeah, just look over your sunglasses, okay? Um, it's okay. This guy has a heavy hand, so that's why you can keep looking without waving. Anyway, so where were we? Um, oh, right. So we're reading. Okay. Ah non, mais par là. Néo, il va tout lâcher. On n'a pas une autre surface? Okay. Page 278. Uh, Imagine a group of people trying to get into a college classroom. The classroom is empty, but the first person who shows up makes a conscious decision. I don't like when he uses the word conscious, but conscious decision not to attempt to open the door and check. Really, just a protocol ran. He arrived. I mean, even then talks about the protocol. I don't know why he has to bring in conscious decision. The reason he doesn't check has something to do with his disposition, what sociologists call an internal signal. So I don't know why you thought about first cause consciousness here. All right, anyway, let's say he opened a door his first week on campus. The class was still Neo. Shh. The class was still going, and they all turned around and laughed at him. Neo, quiet. I'm gonna put you back in the vehicle. You won't even want that. It's fruit. The class was still going, and they all turned around and laughed at him. It was extremely embarrassing, and since then he is overly cautious. Today he has decided, quote unquote, to stand by the door and play on his phone because he assumes the class will let out shortly. The next person who shows up has never experienced the same sort of embarrassment as the first, but he doesn't want to make small talk with a stranger or make a fool of himself, so he just avoids eye contact and starts playing with his phone over in the corner. Now a third person shows up. Normally, if she were the first person on the scene, she'd have no problem checking to see if the classroom is empty. But since there are two people already waiting, she assumes they know something she doesn't and bases her behavior on their behavior. Bases her behavior. Listen, those environmental signals triggered a behavior. If the only signal was the door, she would have checked. The presence of the others dominoed another behavior, slapped another behavior, which was to just wait. So she ignores her internal signal thanks to the strength of the external one. And she does not ignore her internal signal. The internal signal runs, and the external signal wins out. That's all. Okay? Ugh, I don't know why he has to anthropomorphize humans like this. Although we have a cascade beginning, already we have a cascade beginning to unfold. Each person decides to adopt the behavior of the others depending on their personal threshold for conformity. Person one based his behavior on past experience with similar situations in the natural world. Person two based his behavior on social anxiety, which is based on his past experience with social worlds. But person three based her behavior on the number of people ahead of her in the current situation. I don't love saying that person two, all their social anxiety is entirely based on past experience with social worlds. There are such things as predispositions. Fuck. But person three based her behavior on the number of people ahead of her in the current situation. Now the cascade is already self propagating. The power of the behavioral cascade comes from how, with each additional person, the gumption required to break the cascade increases. The fourth, fifth, and sixth people to arrive at the door will base their behavior on the crowd's behavior ahead of them, and as the crowd grows, it becomes more and more unlikely that a newcomer will be the sort of person that doesn't care what so many people might think of them if they embarrass themselves publicly. Neo, after this video, you're done. You're going back in the vehicle. It is safer to assume that everyone waiting to get inside the classroom has good reasons to do so, even though they don't. The network, not the environment, is now determining the behavior of the minds within it. All right, he's done. We're going to pick up in a second.